All right, let's dive into something that, well, it pretty much flips the script on everything you've probably heard about manifestation. We're going to challenge that whole idea that you have to constantly work for what you want.
I mean, have you ever just felt completely burnt out? You're doing all the things, scripting, visualizing, trying to police every single thought, and you're just exhausted. Well, what if that feeling isn't telling you to try harder? What if it's a sign that the trying itself is the actual problem?
So this brings us to the core idea, and it's a bit of a head-scratcher at first. It is already done. It sounds like a total paradox, doesn't it? How can something be done if you're, still waiting for it? But here's the key. This isn't just some fluffy positive affirmation. The idea here is that this is a statement of fact, and that one little idea is the foundation for, well, everything else we're going to talk about.
Okay, so before we can really build this new idea up, we've got to clear away some of the old junk first. All that mental clutter. We're going to bust two massive myths that keep so many of us stuck in that endless loop of trying and feeling like we're failing. Let's dig into why all your hard work might actually be getting in the way. So on one side, you've got this myth, right? The idea that manifestation is this endless checklist of techniques. You got to visualize perfectly, script every day, say the affirmations just right, as if you have to earn your desire. But the truth, it's so much simpler. It all boils down to a single simple decision about what's already true. See, the techniques themselves aren't bad, but they become a problem when we think of them as hoops we have to jump through, instead of just pointers to help us make that one decision. Oh, and this one is huge. We've all been there, right? You're having a bad day, a negative thought pops in, and you panic, thinking, oh no, I've ruined it all. But get this, it just doesn't matter. A stray thought has no power. Why? Because a persistent assumption, that deep down knowing of who you are, it's like an anchor. It doesn't care about the little waves of emotion or thought passing by on the surface. It just holds.
So if we toss out the need for endless techniques and the fear of negative thoughts, what are we left with? Well, this is where we get to the real engine of this whole thing. It's the power of assumption. And it's so important to get this. It's not another technique. It's a state of being. Now let's be super clear about what assumption means here. This is not wishful thinking. It's not hoping or wanting. It's a quiet, solid, unshakable knowing. Knowing that your desire is already a fact. Right here, in your awareness, no matter what your bank account or your dating life is telling you. It's not an action you take, it's a state you simply decide to live in. There's this great little story that makes this so clear. Let's call him Paul. Paul owns a Porsche. Now when Paul is sitting on his couch watching Netflix, does he need to keep repeating to himself, I have a Porsche, I have a Porsche? No way, of course not. He just knows he has a Porsche. It's just a fact of his life. Even if the car is in the shop, his inner awareness of being a Porsche owner doesn't waver for a second. That's the feeling we're talking about.
And this really gets summed up in a powerful quote from Neville Goddard. You are already in Barbados. It's meant to be the only sentence you ever need. It's a perfect metaphor, right? It means you're already living in the state of your wish fulfilled. So when your logical mind pipes up and says, but wait, how's this going to happen? The answer is always the same. I'm already in Barbados. I am already there. End of story.
Okay, I know this can still feel a little out there, a bit abstract. So let's make it real. We're going to do a quick interactive exercise, and it's designed to prove a really cool point. That the line we draw between real and imagined, well, it's a lot blurrier than you think.
All right, so if you're in a place where you can, just go with me on this for a second. Close your eyes. First, just notice my voice. Where do you hear it? It's just kind of there, right? In your awareness. Okay, now, in that exact same place, I want you to imagine your car. Just see it there. And notice, it's appearing in the very same space. Now, one more thing. Recall a memory of a birthday, any birthday. See? That memory also shows up in that exact same spot.
So, here's the big question. Where did all that happen? What was the distance between my voice, a real physical sensation, your imagined car, and that memory from the past? Think about it. There was no distance, was there? It all took place in the exact same, single, dimensionless space.
And that is the aha moment. The labels our brain slaps on things. Oh, that's real. That's just my imagination. That's a memory. They're just categories. They're just mental labels. But in the actual space of your awareness, they're all made of the very same stuff. They are all equally real. This is the whole secret.
This is why deciding something is true in your awareness has real, tangible power to change your world.
Okay, so that's the theory. But what about the practical side? I mean, how are you supposed to walk around knowing you're a millionaire when you still have to, pay the rent? This is where the brilliant idea of living the two scripts comes in.
I want you to think of yourself as a brilliant actor who's starring in 2 movies at the exact same time. Script number 1 is your current reality, the movie playing out in front of you, and you've got to play your part in it, right? Pay the bills, go to work, deal with what's there. But inwardly, you are living from a completely different script. Script number 2. That's the movie that's already true inside your awareness. That's the real you. You're just playing this temporary character in script 1 for a little while.
So how do you actually do this without going crazy? Simple. You treat your current reality like a playground that's just a little slow to update to your new commands. You don't have to keep checking on it, wondering, is it working yet? That's like frantically checking your winning lottery ticket every 5 minutes. You already know you won. Instead, you just walk around with this quiet inner confidence, almost like a little secret smirk, because you know, deep down, that it's only a matter of time before those 2 scripts become one.
Okay, let's bring this all home. We're getting to the final piece of the puzzle. And the big secret is that the whole point of this journey isn't to add more stuff, more techniques, more rules, more complexity. It's actually the total opposite. It's about taking things away. It was never supposed to be this complicated. There's this great metaphor of someone who thinks they have to solve this giant 1,000-piece puzzle to get what they want. But then they have this realization. The goal isn't to put the puzzle together. The goal is to take pieces away, to simplify, to remove all the unnecessary junk until only one single essential piece is left on the table. Because think about it. When you strip away the myth that you have to struggle, when you strip away the fear that one wrong thought will mess it all up, when you strip away all the complicated techniques and rituals, what are you left with? Just one thing, the only piece that ever mattered. And that final piece is you. It's your own decision, your assumption. The power was never in a book or a crystal or a technique. It was always, always inside you. It's your awareness and your fundamental power to simply decide what is true for you. That's it. That's the whole game.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question to really sit with. And don't get caught up in the how or the what you would do. Just for a second, let all that go and ask yourself this. If it were already done, if your biggest dream was already a fact, who would you be right now?